for joining me once more, and those who are new, welcome to my channel. Hope that you join the family, subscribe, share, and get more people to join. So guys, today, as you all know, it's Women's Month, and today specifically it is a holiday known as Women's Day, which is like a day that we choose to celebrate our women in the country. So I decided to do something a little bit different, which is to feature some of like the ladies that I know that I was fortunate enough to meet in my life, who I feel are remarkable human beings. They are lovely, smart, intelligent, and they've done so well for themselves up to this point. I feel like from each and every one of them I've learned so much, and I'm truly appreciative of the fact that our paths have crossed in this lifetime. So I asked them to be featured on today's video, whereby I asked them to just talk about their experience and their views about how it feels like being a woman in this new generation, where things are totally different from how they used to be in the olden days, especially for women. Because back then we know that there were specific places that were said to be just for women. They were prohibited to do a whole lot of things. They were basically marginalized. They were like a very marginalized group of people back in the days, but things have changed significantly, which we really are thankful for that, because I don't think that we're going to be able to have this kind of freedom as women today that we have had things not changed and remained the same. So yes, so they're just going to be talking about how personally for them how it feels to be a woman in this modern age in society, and if they feel for whatever reason that perhaps women are still marginalized, or they feel like things are completely different. So I hope that you guys will appreciate their views. It's their personal views, and I believe that they're talking from the experiences that they've had in their lives, and hopefully some of the things that they will say, some of you guys will be able to relate with them, and some you might just take something home for yourself where you learn or look at things differently. So yes, meet my beautiful ladies, and I hope you enjoy. Happy Women's Day, ladies. You are very much loved and you are special. Never, never, never ever doubt that, no matter the circumstances, no matter the challenges that we face as women, especially the different challenges that we face as the women of today. Never ever doubt your value as a woman in the society.
How does it feel to be a woman in South Africa in this modern age? As a woman approaching 30, I feel that it's quite scary in terms of our gender-based violence and just abuse against women in our country, and the rates that it's very scary, especially when you're going out alone at night. Especially as a woman driving, you actually paranoid. You need to make sure that your windows are locked and at every robot, and when you're getting out of your car, everywhere you go, you feel like you need to have eyes at the back of your head. In terms of business, I see there's a lot of opportunities for women, especially women empowerment and different women bursaries and also our economy is thriving at opportunities for South Africa compared to in the olden days where women were just seen to be in the kitchen, to have to look after the kids and stay at home and not have a job. Whereas now women are more empowered. We don't just want to be mothers and girlfriends and wives. We want business empowerment. We want to do things for ourselves, and we thriving, to pursue purpose and to pursue a goal as a woman as well. And for me, it's just there's a lot of opportunities for women right now in South Africa, and I just think that now is our time as women in South Africa. There are still a lot of discrepancies within top companies where majority of women in South Africa are at the bottom and most males are on top. But there's a lot of openings that are happening. I see it in business that are opening for women in top positions. And I just feel, our time is really now, not just in South Africa, but in Africa, especially in Africa, where the role of women were, strongly just to raise kids and be in a house. And women are really being empowered through programs, through education, and really, we can do everything that a man can do, and we are equal. Do I think women are still being marginalized in the country? For me, I would say yes, but this has to do with the older generation, where there's still that old mindsets of the role of a woman, or, the old mindsets traditionally, especially in traditional families, where the woman is seen to be the caretaker of the home, look after the kids and cook, and not work, not have her own business, whereas the husband is the one that is the breadwinner. But for me, without, or say, with especially with millennials and lower, the roles have changed. They are, now in South Africa you get men that are the stay-at-home moms, and whereas where women are actually going into the workplace and they want to be able to do what men can do, and they also want to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. I believe, especially with modern age women, we can do everything. We can have the job, we can have the business, we can have the kids, we can have the husband, we can have it all, because that is how we were built. And we were built to be strong warriors. And I see a lot changing, even with the older generation, their mindsets as well, and how they are becoming more adaptable. And I think that is also where the whole world is going, is where women are really putting themselves out there, and the roles are really changing. In a lot of homes, it's 50-50, and in some homes, you have moms who are nurses and caretakers, and with COVID, for example, like they spend more time at their job than they actually do at home, whereas the father is the one that is heading up the household in terms of taking care of kids and cooking and those things.
How does it feel like being a woman in this modern age in society in South Africa? Definitely for me, being a woman makes me feel proud. It makes me feel honored, mainly because women are amazing. Women are strong. Women are more so these days just doing whatever they put their minds to. They're making use of every opportunity that is out there for them. So definitely it is incredible just to see how a woman can can work a full-time job while studying and still being the cornerstone of her household. She does it with so much grace, and she does it almost effortlessly, and to be a part of that is incredible for me. But also just to not forget that it's saddening, can be disarming to be a woman. In society, we see just how women can be brutally attacked, either by people we don't know or their loved ones. So the domestic violence that is out there, it is saddening to see or to know that women are easily subjected to that on a constant or a regular basis, sorry. Do you think that women are still marginalized in society just like in the olden days? I feel like this is a yes or a no type of an answer, because I mean, um no, in the sense that women aren't marginalized like they were in the olden days, and we get to see that more so economically, because women are really, I mean, more opportunities are being made for women these days as opposed to back then. Now we see women owning their own businesses, we see women in male dominated industries proving that they are capable, they are also capable or more than capable, to carry out certain tasks and duties. And yes, in a sense, I feel like in some areas, women are still being marginalized and looked down upon, or rather being treated as inferior. And in that case, now women are expected to really work that much harder to really prove that they are able to do a certain type of a job. So I don't think that's necessarily fair. So in that case, I would definitely say that yes, in some instances, women are still being marginalized in society.
Do I still think that women are being marginalized in society just like the olden days? I believe that we have made some progress. I remember my mother was once told me that back in their days, there could only be nurses and teachers. And today, women are being represented in different industries. And even though some industries are still male dominated, women have been able to push the boundaries that were previously there. I mean, we have women in film and television, science and technology, business and construction, and all these other different industries that we are now being represented in. So there has been some progress, and I strongly believe that we can still do more. And that I hope in future we won't have to work twice as hard to get half the recognition that men get. So, how does it feel like being a woman in this modern age in society, especially in South Africa? I want to start off by saying that it is an honor for me to be a woman. Women are beautiful, we're smart, we are funny, we are intimidating, we are powerful, we are sometimes emotional, and it is such a beautiful thing to be a woman. And being a woman in the modern day in society means for me that I do have a voice, and I have the brains and the will to pursue whatever dreams that I have for my life. And it is because of the women who came before me and paved that way for me, especially as a young black woman. It is unfortunate, however, that as women we still need to fight patriarchy, and we still face the horror of gender based violence. I mean, democracy was supposed to mean hope, possibility, liberation, and equality for everyone. And I do not think that women should be left behind. I think that what every South African woman wants is to feel safe. We want to feel like we do belong in this country and be recognized for our brilliance. I don't think that's too much to ask. We want to feel like someone's got our backs, from police to South African men, and also in our communities. All we want is just to feel safe.
So, being a woman in South Africa is both great and a bit disappointing. I'll tell you why I say it's great. Looking back at how far we've come from the days of our mothers and our grandmothers, where they couldn't actually really go after their dreams, they were not afforded such opportunities, to take a girl child to school and make something better out of themselves. I think we have come a long way. And one thing that I've also realized, and one thing that I like a lot now about women, is that we have found our voice. So we are able to say anything that we want to say. We're able to express ourselves however way we want to express ourselves. And we are also going for whatever we want to go for. We're going to school, getting education, we are building careers. And on top of that, we have a whole lot of other things going on in the background. We have kids, we have husbands, we have partners, we have families, and we play all these roles to everyone around us with such pride, with a smile on our faces. And I think that's the one thing that makes us really powerful and strong as women. I mean, it's disappointing because now in our country we are faced with a lot of gender-based violence, as you can see all over the news and social media platforms, and that's really a painful reality for us now. But still, we soldier on. We pick ourselves up every time after we've seen our sisters and mothers and our kids being abused, being killed. We still carry on with life, and we still take care of everyone else around us. We have so much love and strength within us. So that's what makes us phenomenal and wonderful, and that's what I love about being a woman in South Africa. I mean, there are gaps that we still need to fill in as much as we try so hard to get to where we want to be. If you check the corporate space, we still have so much inequality where women still get paid a lot less than men do, where women are still thought not to be able to do some of the jobs that men do. But that doesn't stop us from trying. That doesn't stop us from putting ourselves out there and saying, hey, I can do that too. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I can do that. So kudos to all the women, actually. And we still have a long way to go, but I can say I am proud of being a woman, even though we are still being marginalized to a certain extent, but at least we are getting somewhere. And we have so many challenges and obstacles ahead of us, but we take them on with a smile on our faces. That's what I love about being a woman in South Africa. Yeah, thank you.
Hello, my name is Khali, as introduced into this video. I am going to answer the following questions. How does it feel like being a woman in this modern age in society, especially in South Africa? Well, it is both a blessing and a curse. Being a woman in South Africa is a job and a half. As you can see with this gender-based violence that is going on in our country in this present moment, it's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking. But we fight every day to get through these tough times. Over and above, it's a blessing. It's a blessing that we are not oppressed anymore, meaning women are not obliged to do what is called a woman's job: cleaning, cooking, washing, taking care of the kids, being a housewife, if I could say that. Any field of work women can fit in. Do you think women are marginalized? No, women are now getting more power even in rural areas. Education has made women so independent, and they are no longer depending on men to lead their lives. More women are now getting literate and pursuing higher education, as mentioned above, that any field of work any woman can fit in. This is creating an opportunity for them to work. They are also playing a role in family decision makings. Women are no longer staying home full time. They don't. That's what I said in the previous question, that women no longer do what is called a woman's job. They don't do that anymore. Divorce was a taboo in the olden days. Women had to submit and fix their marriage, not just to pack and leave when things are tough in the marriage. In other cultures or villages that are traditional, a woman would be kicked out of the village if divorce had to take place, because That was not an answer to a broken marriage. You had to submit and sit and fix your problems. This is why women had to submit even when things were tough. No woman is forced or succumbed or is forced to stay in a relationship that is not working, or in a marriage that is not working, or to succumb to a marriage that is not working. No. We are now equal with men. Things are just working properly. It's supposed to be. We are thankful for the changes in life, that we were also given an opportunity to show our strengths and weaknesses, to show that we are also capable of doing what men can also do. So I'm very much thankful for the opportunity of giving my piece on how I feel about women in this modern age and if women are marginalized. As a woman, I feel like, yeah, it's amazing. It's good. Everything is proper. Nowadays, women are actually opening up businesses. Women
Feel like to be a woman in this modern age, especially in South Africa. It's great that we have opportunities that are specifically targeted towards women. This would be job opportunities, business opportunities, empowerment programs. Society is trying to rectify the injustices of the past and make society more inclusive for women. So I see that, I acknowledge that, I enjoy those opportunities myself. And the freedom of choice, being able to choose where you want to live, who you want to be with, if you want to start a family, if you want to be a career woman, what you want to wear, things like that. Grandmothers were not able to do. They didn't have those choices. So I obviously like to have those choices. They're not privileges at all. They are basic human rights. And this takes me to the next question. Do you think that women are still marginalized in this society as they were in the olden days? So I would say definitely we are still marginalized, but are we as marginalized as they were in the olden days? No. But the marginalization has sort of shifted and is different. Because back then it was explicit. Women were prohibited from taking up certain positions. They were prohibited from making choices about where to live. They weren't able to vote. They were just expected to be barefoot, pregnant, in the kitchen. And so we have policies, laws that protect us against that sort of marginalization. However, the marginalization is still there. There's still latent marginalization. And what I mean by latent marginalization, society still holds the belief that women are less than. Right, and it shows in something as simple as women getting paid less than men for the same positions and doing the same job. And I think that is a very complex issue that has several contributing factors to it. Like, for one, it's the issue of negotiation. So men are more confident in getting a job offer to be able to say, no, this is not enough for me, I want more. But that is only one aspect of it. And another aspect is just that it's just pure discrimination, you know? Women still have to fight to prove themselves. Even once you in a certain position, you still have to prove yourself constantly that I'm worthy to be here. I deserve this. I have worked hard to be here, and we still have to work twice as hard to convince people of that, to convince ourselves, because there is the transgenerational trauma, and we have inherited also that belief subconsciously that women are inferior. And the marginalization is by society at large and by ourselves also. So yeah, I definitely think that women are still marginalized. And then obviously a question asked about specifically South Africa. I can't leave out the gender-based violence aspect and how women are being raped, beaten, and killed as if it is nothing. We are scared, we are horrified. We see our mothers, our sisters, our children being beaten, killed, and raped on a daily. Like we live in constant fear. That's what it is like to be a woman in this modern day and age, and especially in South Africa.
Hello there, my name is Mahobe. I'm a friend of Kutlwano since varsity. She has given me a task to explain or to answer 2 questions. So the first question is, how does it feel being a woman in this modern age and society, especially in South Africa? For me, I think it being a woman in this modern age, it comes with it's either a good thing or a bad thing. Because we live in a time where being a woman is no longer safe, especially if we talk in terms of gender-based violence. We now feel like we are objects more than human beings. So I would say, for me, being a woman in this modern Asian society, it's not about feeling empowered, but it's more of living in fear. Not only are we living in fear for people we don't know of, but we also live in fear with the men that we surround ourselves with, be it family members, romantic partners. We are just in a shell and we are screaming and crying for. There is nothing good that comes out of feeling as if you are an object, or feeling as if you are just there. You're just a victim waiting for something bad to happen to you. So it would have been nice if we were looking at the opportunities that we are given, or the opportunities that we now have as women. But as long as gender-based violence is still an issue in this country, we can't focus on the good things of being a woman. So for me, being a woman in this modern age and society, it makes me feel unsafe. Now, the second question is, do you think women are still marginalized in the society just like the olden days? Yes, I think we are still marginalized, but in a different sense than in the olden days. Because then in the olden days, women knew that their place was at home, looking after the kids, looking after the husband, creating a warm environment for her family. So I still think it's still the same in this generation that we live in, because we still have men that feels as if a woman should, because we still have men that feels as if a woman shouldn't be independent. A woman shouldn't do things that makes her happy. So it's like we need an approval for them to be in a certain way or to do things in a certain manner. So to a degree, I still feel like we are being marginalized. If Now, as a woman, you feel like you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the society still feels like it's not your place. Then it becomes a bit of an issue. You still feel like, oh, maybe we're just living in a different time, but we are still treated like our mothers and grandmothers and great grandmothers were treated back in the days, you know. So that's just how I feel. I feel like we are still marginalized in a larger scale. Like, it's very rare. It still happens, but it's rare to find women in higher positions, women leading high profile jobs like your CEOs, presidents, and prime ministers. So you still find like it's just a small fraction of women who get exposed to such roles, to such many roles. So now if you are now a woman and you make your desires to be known as you want to be this woman who takes up high profile jobs like your CEOs, presidents, and prime ministers. So you still find like it's just a small fraction of women who get exposed to such roles, to such many roles. So now if you are now a woman and you make your desires to be known as you want to be this woman who takes up the world, it people still see you as, nah, she can't, you know. So yeah, I just think we are still marginalized, and I think it's about time that we change the narrative, because the narrative can't be changed by men for us. We have to be the voice that says, you know what, this is enough. We need to be seen as your equals. You know, equality got nothing to do with being a man and being a woman. So I think it's about time that we address the gap that we now see in our everyday lives, to say we want to be where men are. Let us not be reduced to being home creators and stuff like that. Let us be seen as women who know what they want, who are not scared to go after their dreams, and who want to be treated with the same respect as men. So yeah, thank you.